It's Thursday. I know that it's been the weekend, etc., but what do you remember from last class? Maybe it's time to taking out our notes or anything that we took and start remembering what did we see last class. We have Omar.
I remember we saw some vocabulary and also the correct use for will and the present continuous.
Okay. So structures like will and present continuous that are used for future, right? Depending on what focused are we more in, but yes, excellent. What else? What else do we remember? So what is something else that we remember? Anything else? Let's give a little bit of review. What else? What words of vocabulary? What was the structure? What activities? Anything that you remember? Oh, miss, it's been a long weekend. Omar.
The vocabulary we used was like arrange, check, think about, and I think also meet up. That's all I remember. And also I have here in my notes like ASAP, that it means as soon as possible.
Okay, yes, we were talking about like abbreviations, right? Abbreviations to, in this case, make things run faster or as soon as possible, things that have to be done immediately, right? And that they are abbreviated by ASAP, right? Okay, great. So, next thing we will do is I'm gonna play a video for you guys, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna focus on this is a movie I think we all seen, and if not, I really recommend this movie. It's of our great actor Will Smith, and this movie has a beautiful message about life. So right here, maybe we remember this scene. So I want for you to pay attention to what is going on between him and his son. Okay, so pay close attention. Okay, so what happened on the video, Fernando?
So they were playing basketball, the father and the son, but then the father said like he doesn't want to see the kid playing all day and all day basketball because I think in the movie he thinks this can be like a real job, so and he can ruin his life. But then when he saw her boy sad, he said that nobody can say nothing about what he like and nobody can stop them, even his own father. So it's like a lesson of life, I guess.
Okay, a lesson of life. All right. Omar, do you want to add something else?
Well, I was going to say like kind of the same as my classmate, but also it could be like an inspirational message to make his kid I think uh, like see life in another perspective.
Okay, maybe to see life in another perspective. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, so this can be like a life lesson that we all have um, throughout experiences that we have, things that we do. But most importantly, it's always good to know that we have someone there for reassurance, right? To reassure you that even though, and he didn't himself, even though people say that you can't do anything, there is sometimes someone that will reassure you, or not even about things that you can do. There's other situations in general that it's about reassuring people that everything will be fine. No matter what the situation is, you're gonna be fine. So my first question for you guys is knowing what do you think it means reassurance? And let me
All right, then we're gonna go
pause it.
celebrate.
So what is reassurance? Whenever you hear the word reassurance, what comes to your mind?
Support.
Support. Who was this?
Wendy Ramos.
Wendy. Thank you so much. Okay, I like that word. Support, right? Claudia.
I see it as like words to motivate or to make someone feel like something's or someone is going to be okay.
Yes. Okay, I like that too. Omar.
So it sounds like insurance, and I think it can be related in that with that word. So I think it's like some kind of security, something to be safe, to feel safe.
Okay, I like that analogy because we know that whenever we have an insurance of a car or of our house, it's because we have a backup, right? We have a backup, and we know that even though things happen, we will have something that will support us. So, yeah, I like that analogy about insurance. Thank you, Omar. Fernando?
Maybe like to be okay with yourself, to be like you are okay and you can be secure of yourself and your decisions or what you may are doing or making.
Yes, yes, yes. You know that there will be someone there by your side to give you that support or that help. Yes. Aaron, I think we cannot hear you, Aaron.
Can you hear me now?
Um, yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. Reassurance help someone and make sure that help a person make sure that person feels better about himself.
Okay, so making other person feeling better, right? Yes, that was reassurance it's about. Another question. In what situations do people need reassurance? What situations can you think about people needing that reassurance for someone? Think about maybe your experiences
Sí.
or anything in the case. Go ahead, Omar.
Pero al final dice que sí. Y hablan de
Uh,
Bruno, de hecho.
Maybe in a situation of constant stress.
Maybe a situation of a constant stress. Yeah. Maybe school, maybe work, those kind of scenarios. Yes. What else, David Navarrete?
When someone have a loss.
Yes, especially when someone has a loss, that you need to feel that you are not alone, right? That there is someone there telling you that things will move on and things will get better as day passes. Yes. Fernando.
Maybe when you are going to do like a project or a plan, exam, or even a homework, but you need to be like secure of yourself that you can do it. And then other situation is when you are doing something that you like, but I don't know, people say that you can't do it, so and you feel bad, but you need to be secure of yourself to do it what you want to do.
Yes, yes, yes. So sometimes at school we have this kind of point of stress where we cannot longer take it. However, something inside of us tell us that yeah, you can do it. And yes, I'm gonna share you this short story. When I was starting my major, I remember that people were telling me to not choose it because they were not gonna pay me enough and that I would have a lot of job and things like that. But as I've been uh seeing on I don't know, maybe jobs and all that stuff, I've seen that there is a lot of demand on teachers, right? Teachers in a second language. It can be English, it can be other types of languages. So um even though that the situation was kind of no, don't do it, there were a few people that reassured me that it was something that I wanted and something that I should keep on dreaming, right? And yeah, I think they were right. We never know how capable we are of doing things that we love to do. So that's a very short story of reassurance, but yes, that also applies to everything in general. I don't, I'm so sorry. Do you want to add something else?
Yeah, I was trying to say, the in a situation could be when someone lost someone special for him, and
Yes.
I want to share an image that an image that I hear. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I was I want if I can I want to share how to say a quote, a phrase I watched on a TV series. It was very epic.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Share it here if you want to share it on the chat. That'll be awesome.
Let me share. Copyright. No, no, I can't copyright.
Oh, okay. At least what does it
Sorry.
say?
It's about when you lost someone. Stop counting only those things that you have lost. What is gone is gone. So ask yourself, what is there that still remain? What is there that still remains to you?
That's so true. Yeah, sometimes we just keep on thinking on things that we could have done differently, things that we could have be there for, things that we didn't even do with that person or loss. But at the end, it's about our memories, right? It's about everything that it's still alive with you and it's still with you day on a daily basis. So that's a beautiful quote. Thank you for sharing it, Aaron. Okay. So a lot of reassurance in difficult situations, we could say, right? Um, Therefore, what it's going to be our topic for today? What are we going to be discussing? So, what it's going to be discussed in today's class? Omar?
Maybe about something we can feel secure with.
Something we can feel secure. Okay, yes. And well, as it mentions in the book, we're going to be taking a look on offering and responding for reassurance. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our lesson. Now, here we're gonna first, maybe it's not a terrible situation or too bad situation, but it's also a situation about reassuring. So here we have like a driving test, right? This woman is taking her driving test. So I want for you to tell me, just by looking at it, um, or even in general, how do you think she's feeling? Or even if you are have experienced that also, have you ever taken a driving test and how did you felt at at that moment? So let's go ahead and see what are your perspectives on that. Omar?
So I think she's feeling like confident and maybe excited for the test.
Okay, confident and excited maybe for the test. Have you ever taken a test like this?
No, teacher, my I never take the test. Well, when I went to the offices of to to how can I say it, to take out my driver license, I they make us a like a simulator, a simulation of driving a car, and that's it. That was really it.
Yeah, I know. It is not like a real sensation that we have like in other maybe countries. I remember that being on that simulation too. I remember that even that the person that was in front of me was so nervous that they ended up putting off the test and telling her to come later or come next week or something to retry it because this person was using a lot of brakes and then she was using the pedal for accelerating, but then she will just stop out of nothing. And yeah, I think she was very, very nervous. So, well, at least I was feeling nervous because I was thinking about what if I fail? What if, right? The what ifs. Okay, thank you so much, Amar. Let's go ahead and let me see. I think I have a message how to make the feelings of a person better. Oh, that was about reassurance. Okay, Jonathan, yes. I think that's a good way of seeing it. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to the audio. This is a conversation, even though you have it in your book. Always remember to try to listen only to the conversation to practice it a little bit more. So we're going to listen to the conversation between a woman and her teacher. I'm sorry, what we're going to focus on what is the woman worried about and what does her teacher tell her and what happens next, okay? So what is she worried about? What is her teaching telling her? And what happens after that, okay? So let me play it for you guys and then we will discuss those questions.
Lesson 4.3, page 38, exercise 1B. I'm taking my driving test tomorrow, and I really hope I don't fail.
There's no need to worry. You can take the test again, I think.
Yes, but this is really important. My friends and I are driving from Salinas to Esmeraldas next month, and I'll be one of the drivers. I have to pass.
You sound really stressed, Andrea. Try to relax. You'll be fine. I know it.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And you're right. I should relax.
Hello, Andrea. Are you coming to my English conversation hour tonight?
Oh no, I forgot. My parents are taking me out for dinner tonight, you know, because I passed my driving test. I'm sorry, Miss Ellis. I'm embarrassed.
Don't worry about it, Andrea.
Thanks, but I feel so bad. Maybe I'll text my parents and cancel.
No, don't do that. It's no problem. And congratulations on passing the test.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. What is the woman worried about? What is she worried about?
Can you repeat the audio one more time, teacher?
Of course. Sure, I can. So let's focus. What is she worried about? What does her teacher tell her? And what happens next? Okay.
Lesson 4.3, page 38, exercise 1B.
I'm taking my driving test tomorrow, and I really hope I don't fail.
There's no need to worry. You can take the test again, I think.
Yes, but this is really important. My friends and I are driving from Salinas to Esmeraldas next month, and I'll be one of the drivers. I have to pass.
You sound really stressed, Andrea. Try to relax. You'll be fine. I know it.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And you're right. I should relax.
Hello, Andrea. Are you coming to my English conversation hour tonight?
Oh no, I forgot. My parents are taking me out for dinner tonight, you know, because I passed my driving test. I'm sorry, Miss Ellis. I'm embarrassed.
Don't worry about it, Andrea.
Thanks, but I feel so bad. Maybe I'll text my parents and cancel.
No, don't do that. It's no problem. And congratulations on passing the test.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is she worried about? Fernando.
She's worried because he is nervous to don't pass her driving test.
Yeah, she's a little bit worried about failing it, right? Yes. Next question. What does her teacher tell her? Aaron.
About he's gonna an English conversation, but Andrea has to cancel the uh, the dinner with her parents.
Okay, so it was about not being able to attend to a conversation that he was going to have, right? Like maybe some sort of speech or something. Okay. Does she end up failing the test or did she pass? Fernando?
She passed the test, so the reason that her parents uh, go to dinner with her parents step to be on her class, on her English class.
Yes, exactly, right? So she ends up passing the test. She's having a dinner with her parents. However, she forgot about the teacher's conversation, right? Obviously, she apologizes and everything. Okay, so thank you so much. Now, here we have the script, right? We can identify different phrases that are in bold. So why don't we separate those phrases into the two expression charts? So one is to offer reassurance and the other one is to respond to reassurance. So offering reassurance, it says it'll be fine, these things happen sometimes. What could be another phrase that they used on the script? Ismael.
There's no need to worry.
Okay, there's no need to worry, right? Yes. What else?
You'll be fine.
Yes, and who was this?
Wendy Ramos. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Wendy. It's just to take your participation, but yes, right? As simple as that. Thank you. Next one, Alan.
Don't worry about it.
She says something like, don't worry about it. Yes. And another one, Jasmine?
It's no problem.
It's no problem, right? Yes. Now we have other two in the conversation that it was to respond reassurance. So Armando, you will do one and Wendy the other one.
Uh, I really appreciate.
I really appreciate it, right? And the last one, Wendy?
Thanks, but I feel so bad.
Excellent. So I'm good, but I feel so bad. Thanks, but I feel so bad. Either or. Excellent. Thank you. So let's move on then. Here we have like a very small conversation. I will give you a minute just to put the conversation in order and we will share the answers. All right, so let's go ahead and see what is the order of this conversation. So first one, Ismael, then Aaron, and then Octavio.
Number one is, I'm sorry, I forgot your birthday.
Number two will be don't worry about it.
Next one, Octavio, and the last one, Fernando.
Number three is thanks, but I feel so bad.
And then Fernando, just read to us the last one.
Okay. The last one is you don't need to. These things happen.
Yes. And yeah, so we can see that here we have a combination on offering reassurance and responding it, right? Sorry, I forgot your birthday. You don't need to, right? These things happen. That's kind of a reassurance phrase that we can use. Thanks, but I feel so bad. Maybe that's a response to that reassurance, but don't worry about it, right? Things happen maybe for a reason. That's what we all hear. So, excellent. Let's go to the next part. Now, here we have another conversation between Liam and Ava. So let's go ahead and listen to the conversation, and then we will see why is Liam worried about moving to Buenos Aires, okay? So let's listen to it and see why is he worried about it.
Lesson 4.3, page 39. Exercises 2A and 2B.
I accepted that job in Buenos Aires, but it's really far from you and my other friends.
Don't worry about it. We'll keep in touch, and I'll even come and visit you.
And I don't know Buenos Aires very well.
I know, but it'll be fine. At least it's an interesting city, and the pay is good.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Ava.
Okay, so what is worrying Liam? David Navarrete?
Liam is worried because he thinks it's going lost in the city because he don't know any place or the streets and all that.
Okay, so maybe he's worried about getting to know this new city, right? Uh, and because he doesn't know the place, Buenos Aires, very well. Okay, now here we have something that a phrase that we can use in order to see like a positive side of a situation. And this phrase is at least. So whenever we use at least, we get to know that we're talking about this good side that a situation can have, right? Here they have an example. Maybe I'll text my parents and cancel. No, don't do that. It's no problem. At least you're not missing your main class today. So at least it's giving that kind of from a negative perspective to a positive thing that we can have. So at some point in this conversation, they mentioned the word at least. So what was the good side about Liam's situation? Let's play it one more time and then see what was that good part of going to Buenos Aires.
Lesson 4.3, page 39. Exercises 2A and 2B.
I accepted that job in Buenos Aires, but it's really far from you and my other friends.
Don't worry about it. We'll keep in touch, and I'll even come and visit you.
And I don't know Buenos Aires very well.
I know, but it'll be fine. At least it's an interesting city, and the pay is good.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Ava.
All right. So, what was that part of the good part about going to Buenos Aires for Liam? What was that Ava said? At least? At least what? So, what was it? Do you want me to play it one more time?
Just share one more time. I think my internet is going on and off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, let me play it again.
Lesson 4.3, page 39. Exercises 2A and 2B.
I accepted that job in Buenos Aires, but it's really far from you and my other friends.
Don't worry about it. We'll keep in touch, and I'll even come and visit you.
And I don't know Buenos Aires very well.
I know, but it'll be fine. At least it's an interesting city, and the pay is good.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Ava.
Okay, what was that at least part that she mentioned? Omar, go for it.
She mentions that the city is interesting and also that he will be getting paid very good.
Okay, so yes, it was that maybe he doesn't know the city, maybe it's far, but at least it is an interesting city and he will get a good pay. So, out of something, some situations, bad situations, we have to always look forward on the positive things about it, right? Because if not, we will just get stuck. And that is why reassurance it's there for, right? Reassurance it's for people to know that there is not always that negative side of things happening, but that there can be some benefits from them, right? Or at least to know that there will be something, someone there to support you, right? Some backup, we would say. Okay, next part. So here we're gonna take a look on pronunciation, and this comes with the p sound, okay? This p sound, we already have identified it. I know that I always tell you to not compare letters to symbols. In this case, every time that you see a letter that starts with letter P, we know that it will have the P sound, okay? So I will play for you this short audio. We are just focusing on the starting of a word, using the p sound at the starting of a word. However, we will see later some examples that can be in the middle, at the end, etc. But let's go and do things first things first. So here we go.
Lesson 4.3, page 39, exercise 3A. 1,
I have to pass.
2,
It's no problem.
Okay. So the way they pronounce it is I have to pass, right? It's no problem. So every time that we pronounce this sound, we will see that air comes out from our mouths whenever we produce it. So if we say problem, we know that if you put your hand in front of your mouth, you will feel that that air coming out from it. So that is how we know that the sound it's well produced, okay? Because on the next part, you know that we're going to listen to two speakers and we're going to see who is the one that it's actually pronouncing it the right way, right? Who is producing the p sound, okay? I will play it 2 times. That way you can have a chance to take a look more in a close way to the pronunciation of each one, and then we will move from there. So here we go.
lesson 4.3, page 39, exercise 3B. 1, A,
Pass.
B, pass. 2, A,
Let me play it again.
Problem.
I don't know if it got stuck or something, but let me play it again.
lesson 4.3, page 39, exercise 3B. 1, A,
Pass.
B, pass. 2, A,
Problem.
B, problem. 3, A,
Parents.
B, parents. 4, A,
Plans.
B, plans. 5. A,
Probably.
B, probably. 6. A,
Paint.
B, paint.
Okay, let me play it one more time in case that we missed out anything and we will share answers.
Lesson 4.3, page 39, exercise 3B. 1. A,
Pass.
B, pass. 2. A,
Problem.
B, problem. 3. A,
Parents.
B, parents. 4. A,
Plans.
B, plans. 5. A,
Probably.
B, probably. 6. A,
Paint.
B, paint.
Okay, let's go ahead and discuss what were the ones that pronounced that sound correctly. Speaker A or B? So let's start with Aaron, number 1.
Letter B.
Letter B. Pass, right? Yes. Number 2. Ismael.
I think it's letter B.
Letter B, right? Yes. Number 3, Omar.
Letter A.
Letter A, right? Yes. Parents. Number 4. What about plants? Was it A or B?
I have letter B, teacher.
Letter B, right? Yes. What about number 5, Ismael?
I think it's letter A.
Letter A, right? And Octavio, number 6.
I think it was letter A.
Letter A, yes. Excellent. Okay, so one of the things that I want to mention is that we don't only find this sound at the beginning of sentences, right, of the words, but we can also find it in the middle or at the end. So I want for you to come up with 4 words for each category. So 4 words for the word starting with the P, with the P sound, I'm sorry, the other one in the middle and the other one in the at the end. So it's going to be a total of 12 words, and I want for you to share it on the chat. That will be taken as participation as well. So go ahead and think about words that starts with the sound, words in the middle or words at the end, and then share it on the chat. I will give you maybe 5 minutes for this. Okay, so let's have 5 minutes and then start sharing it on the chat. All right. So good words. Good words that you're sharing. Thank you for it. And let's move on to another activity. So it is very self-explanatory, this sound. We can see that it's more common than what we thought, and that it's no right or wrong. I mean, sound will always be up, sound, right? Um, thank you so much, guys. Okay, let's move on. So here I wanted to share with you even more phrases for reassuring. We already know the ones like no problem, you will be fine. But also we have like there's no need to worry, take it easy. There's nothing to worry about. It'll turn all right. It isn't as bad as all that or as we thought, depending on what you're saying. Let me give you a hug. I can assure you that this and that. I'm always there for you. So there's plenty ways that we can reassure someone that even though situation feels like it is very tough, that there is always a solution to that, right? That there will be always something positive about it. So what you're going to do is that you're going to come up with a situation. So think about a situation in which you have to reassure someone, then include like a phrase, like a response that will help that person feel better, okay? And then at the end, you're gonna just share it on the chat. So think about a situation, maybe include what response would you give, and we will share it here on the chat. So my situation or the situation that I created was or is actually my friend and I were going to a party. We both stayed the whole night, and after the party, we decided to stay at my friend's house. When the party was over, we both got to my friend's house by taxi. Once in her room, my friend noticed that she didn't have her phone and remembers that she left it on the taxi. I try to call to see if they will give the phone back. However, it just took us to a voicemail. So yeah, my friend was very upset, very disappointed that she lost her phone. So maybe my response for her was, don't worry, it's just a material thing. No one died, so I can assure you that later you will forget about this moment. This is a good excuse to get a new phone, right? Or even at the end I could have used at least. So at least this is a good excuse to get a new phone. So you will come up with your own situation, guys, and we'll post it on the chat, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Start thinking about a situation. And if you want to add a response, that's good. If not, it's okay to leave the situation there, only the situation. So I will give you maybe 5 to 7 minutes for that, and then I will tell you what we will do with that, with those situations, guys. So 5 to 7 minutes and post it on the chat. All right. So I see people sharing already your situations. So keep them on hand, okay? Because what we're gonna do is maybe I will give you the option. Do you want to bec well, I'm sorry, scratch that out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna even go to our teams to tell our story or a situation, and then people in your team will give you suggestions, give you that reassurance about the situation with the phrases that we watched, and also even responding to that. So there are two options. We can either go to our own teams and discuss all about it, or we can do it here as a group. However, I will need 7 people to share their situations. So what works best for you guys?
I think
So
in
what
Teams, teacher.
in teams, right? Yeah. So you can have more privacy. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take maybe 10 minutes, maybe 12, to go ahead and go to our teams and then start sharing your situations. Start sharing them to the rest of your team, and then your team will give you suggestions, will give you reassuring information, reassuring sentences according to what your situation is. Okay. So, for example, this and this happened. Well, at least you got to do this and that. That will be a response to that situation. So I want for you people to share your situations and also give reassurance in regards to those situations. Okay. I'm gonna give you until 2:35. So at 2:35, we will come back and just discuss whatever you discuss in your teams, okay? There's no need to write them down, but all I want for you is for to hear that you are participating. So I'm gonna be going around the teams to see participation, and we will come back at 2:35 to discuss what we mentioned, okay? So start going to your teams. Go, go, go. And see you at 2:35. Hello, hello. How many of us are here? Do we have team 1? Okay, we have Claudia's team. All right. So let's just share some phrases. Give a brief example of the situation and a response or an assurance sentence that you use. This will go for each team. So let's go ahead. Team 1, are you ready? So team 1. What was your discussion about?
Well, one of our situations was that some of us sometimes feel like sad or feel like really stressed about having school, going to have to work or stuff like that. So sometimes it gets too much. And the reassurance was that if someone ever wants to like talk about it, or if it's feeling like really down and wants to just like express their feelings like deeper, like we can have each other's back.
Okay, and mostly because maybe the majority, if not all of us, have been through that type of situation. So we can feel some empathy on that and also give that reassurance that everything will be fine. Excellent. Team number 2, a brief situation and your reassurance phrases.
Okay, teacher. So a a situation was that a friend failed a medicine exam, and the reassuring phrases we use were like, "Don't worry, that's okay. Everything will be fine." And I think that was it. And we use like other like type of combinations.
Okay, so failing, right? Failing, it's maybe one of our biggest concern, especially because we think that if we don't pass something, our whole world will end. But excellent, excellent job, guys. Thank you. And let's go with team number 3. So team number 3, go for it.
Teacher, but do we need to say one story of all or in general?
If you want to focus only on one story, it's fine with me. Yeah, however you prefer.
Um, well, for example, this is the week of the exams. I mean, the first period, so many of us are like nervous, stressed. Me, I'm having exam next this class. Um, but we tell us that all is going to be okay. Um, and yes, I think.
Okay, maybe this kind of week that it's crazy, right? Evaluation week, I mean, And especially if we have like 6 classes, it's some sort of stress right there, right? So thank you. Thank you so much, Alan. And thank you, team number 3. Let's go with our last team. What did you guys discuss on last team?
We discussed about this and that. Well, a friend, and that last week and this week we're going to have like the for the first exam. So we are like little neighbors, and one of the team already had an exam. So he's a little bit worried about the qualification, but we just like don't worry because it's like you already do it. You can go to the past and rewrite the exam or say to the teacher to do another exam that is all is going to be okay. You need to relax to be okay with yourself. You did your best. So yeah, and also this week for is going to be the other exams for math, the English exam and all that, but it's only to be relaxed. If you are relaxed with yourself, you can do it. You don't need to be worried about anything. You need to be relaxed and study and all that.
Okay, so yes, I know. Sometimes, and even our brain, it's so difficult to understand that sometimes when, even though that you practice and you study and you do everything, you ended up getting another result that what you expected. So it is always good to maybe kind of relax, don't think and stress out your mind about it, because at the end, stress, first of all, it's not good for us, and secondly, sometimes giving so much stress to our bodies even get our minds in blank, right? Sometimes you say, hey, I did my work, I did everything, I study, I did everything I could, but I got a 6 or something. But it's not because you don't know anything. It's just sometimes that this anxiety that we feel towards a test or stress that we feel towards it can affect what our minds are thinking. So it is always good to relax, okay, guys? So that could be my best suggestion. What can happen if you fail? Well, you try harder. It's just the beginning of the semester, so things will get better as we go. So don't stress about. Okay. And then, all right, Aaron, don't worry. So now we have come to the end of the class. And now all I want for you is just to tell me, what is something that we learned today or something that was interesting for you today? So what is it? We have Ismael.
We learn some ways to offering reassurance.
Ways to offer reassurance, right? Yes. What else, Omar?
I was going to say the same, teacher, about the reinsurance, but also we learn about the P sound.
Yes, about that pronunciation, right? We can see that that sound, it's everywhere, right? Excellent. What else? What else do we remember? So what else? What is it? Anything? What phrases of reassurance can you tell me?
Don't worry, or everything will be fine.
Okay, don't worry, everything will be fine. All happens for a reason, even. Yes. All right, guys. Well, I will dismiss the class. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you tomorrow. So have a great day, guys. And be prepared for the testing, right? So have a
Thank you,
good one,
Miss. Yes, we
everybody.
will. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.